Hello YouTube, here's my video update of my Ancient Century starter deck. But this is my version of it, so I hope you liked it. Alright then, here it goes. One shiny, double shiny angel. Double shiny. Ceratos from the heaven. Triple Ceratos from the heaven. Triple. The main card in this deck will be Ancient Earth of Miracle. The Agent of Mystery Earth. What she does when she's normal summoned, she allows you to get one agent, and if you have Century in the Sky, it will let you get the main card of this deck, which is Master Hyperion. Really helpful monster. Is like your Stratos version for this deck. Double Agent Miracle Jupiter. What happens is by discarding one, when this guy is normally placed up in the field, by removing an agent monster from your graveyard, increase the attack power of agent monster of one fairy type by 800 attack power. But if you have Century in the Sky, what it will allow you is to send one fairy from your hand to the graveyard to specially one monster that was removed from play. Since this deck removes a lot of monsters from play, it will allow you to get back any monsters. And if you remove, for example, Master Hyperion, it really will bring it back up. The main card on this deck is Master Hyperion. Is like the dark card for this deck. What it does is while you're removing one monster, one fairy from your graveyard, you're allowed to destroy a card on the field. If you have Century in the Sky, it will allow you to destroy another one. So you could pretty much, if you have Century in the Sky, it allows you to blow up two cards on the field, which is really helpful. Okay. One Agent of Creation Venus. One Agent of Judgment Saturn. One Agent of Wisdom Mercury. And the last agent, the Agent of Force Mars. Really, the ones you don't need these cards really the agents. That's why I kept one copy of each. But you do need to run the agent so you could summon special Master Hyperion, because Master Hyperion, by having an agent in your hand or in the graveyard, by removing it from play, you're allowed to special summon him. So really, you need the agents. Even if you don't want to use them, it's at least a priority of keeping one, so you can actually keep it. So another good card, please, Athena. Athena, you know the effect by every time your opponent summons a monster, inflicts him by 600 if it's not a fairy. Also, by attributing a fairy on the field, allows to special summon one fairy other than herself back onto the deck, from the graveyard onto the field. It's like a plus give sign in a way. Another good card is Athena, Goddess of Light. You know what it does when you draw, and if you draw a fairy, show it to your opponent, and you'll draw an extra card. It really helps. It gets the deck running. Arachnoid Parasite. What it does when it destroys a defense monster or destroys a monster, your opponent loses differences, and also allow you to draw one card. Herald, the Origin of Light. This is a plus card because it will negate the activation of monster effects. It's basically just a shutdown version of a. By discarding him and another fairy, you'll negate the activation of a monster effect. It really helps. Harvest, the Angel of Wisdom. The reason I put it in here is since the main card in this deck is Century in the Sky, but the second main card is a trap card called as Divine Wrath. It's basically your Judgment, Solomon Judgment, or your Solomon Warning, but only for agents. As long as you have Century in the Sky. You'll negate everything, really. Special summoning, normal summoning, flip, negate everything. Magic, spell card. And last but not least, one Hero Cage. What this card does, but discarding it gets me about one Valhalla. I kept one because two is just consistency, but sometimes you may not need it since it's a dead draw into your hand, so one is the best option you have. Alright then, on to the magics. Triple Century in the Sky. Century in the Sky is the main card for this deck because what it does, it allows for a fairy destroy by battle. You don't take no life points. So basically, any fairies will not be affected by attack powers. So really, you will lose no life at all from the differences. So the only way is by destroying your entire field and then allow you to get another monster on the field. Destroy all his monsters. What The card that gets this deck running is Cards from the Sky. By removing one fairy, you're allowed to draw 2 cards, but the problem is you're not allowed to special summon this turn or attack. This sucks. I kept 1 Scapegoats because sometimes you may run out and you may need some defense. Card Destruction. Card Destruction is a card that will allow the deck to run smoother, and this is used to draw some agents onto the graveyard or some fairies. It will allow you to get some cards onto the graveyard as well. Mystical Space Typhoon. Berhala Hall of the Fallen. I only keep 1. 2, sometimes it will draw into my hand. Really, you're allowed to have 3 of these cards. Reality 1 seems much better for me, since sometimes you may draw 1 and you already have 1 in your hand. It's a dead draw right there. Really, you don't need that. Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial, since you need it definitely, like I keep telling you all this time, you need a card, you need cards, you need the agents onto the graveyard on fairies. So you could get, when you get Master Hyperion summon this card, you got another card to remove. Reborn the Monster. Oh, also I'm put Soul of Exchange to the deck, since there's a lot of high levels in there. You use them to tribute and Giant Trunade. Onto traps. For traps, the main trap card in this deck is Divine Punishment. It's virtually your Solemn Judgment for this deck. It will negate any special summoning, normal summoning, monster effects. Beckoning Light. Double Trap Hole. Double Trap Hole. Trap Hole, I don't have bottomless trap holes, so I have to use the trap holes for right now. And Torrential Tribute. Okay, another bullet thing I'm telling you, this deck normally comes with a Solemn Judgment included into it. It'll have it, but the thing is, I'm using it for another deck. I think other decks high priority. This deck still has some work to do, because in reality, if you want to run this deck, you need to get 3 Mercury of 8, 3 Earths, to 3 Jupiters. They're really the main cards in this deck, and Master Hyperion. I just need to wipe out 1 more copy of it, and then this deck will really be boosted up. Alright, YouTube. That was my agent deck, my fairy. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you could get to comment on it. Appreciate it. And Terry Larity out.